Blues rhythm with sliding 9 chords. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and... And welcome back to Swift Lessons for another blues rhythm guitar tutorial. In today's session, I'm going to be sharing with you one of the most tried and true blues rhythm techniques. That is sliding 9 chords over a 1-4-5 progression in the key of A, but it's going to work in every single key, and I'll show you how. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my friends at Philadelphia Polished Concrete. We're doing some serious studio renovations here, and those guys have been working day and night, so I just wanted to thank them for all their hard work as they get my studio space back up and going. Now, let's take a close look at the fretboard. I got a full tab for you at patreon.com/swiftlessons for you to follow along. Let's get started. Okay, close look at the fretboard, getting started learning our sliding 9 chord riffs for a 1-4-5 progression in the key of A. Now the first one is going to sound like this over an A9 or A7 chord. Very popular technique. Before we jump in on that, I want you to know where it's coming from. It's actually a partial of a greater A9 chord position that looks and sounds like this. Okay, this is one that B.B. King would use very often. My thumb is wrapped around on the low E string 5th fret. Then after that, I'm just doing this kind of zigzag shape that some of you might recognize as being a minor 7-flat-5 chord in C sharp or a diminished chord or half diminished chord. But if you put that A in the bass, it's an A9 chord. Okay, so once again, I've got 5th fret of the low E string with the thumb. My index finger is going to be on the 4th fret of the A string. I've got my ring finger on the 5th fret of the D string, my middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string, and my pinky on the 5th fret of the B string. You put the whole thing together and we have A9. Okay, now, extracting that sliding 9th chord riff, we're just playing a partial of this chord. The D string, G string, and the B string. And we're switching our fingers up. Middle finger on the D string, index finger on the G, and my ring finger on the B string, 5th fret. Okay, the riff one more time. Sliding on that second beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so I took that chord shape, frets 5, 4, and 5, and I'm sliding them all up a whole step. After tapping the root note twice. Bass, bass, slide, and then return back to the original position. Okay, we need lots of pressure there on those strings in order to keep them alive as you're sliding. Now with the right hand, there's a couple of options there. You could exclusively use your pick. But what I like to do is hybrid picking, putting my pick on the D string and my middle finger kind of doing an upstroke on the B string and the G string. Okay, I have a little bit more control using that technique. Okay, now let's apply the exact same concept to the 4 chord D. So our D9 chord shape is going to look like this. I've got the 5th fret of the A string with my middle finger. I'm going to grab the major 3rd here. It's the 4th fret of the D string with the index finger. Then with my ring finger, I'm going to bar across the G string, B string, and high E string 5th frets. A D9 chord shape. Okay, I'm going to create my partial now. I'm going to just have the G string, B string, and high E string with the bar, but I'm going to change it to my index finger. Okay, now I'm going to have another open string root note, and then do the exact same slide in motion for the 4 chord there. Okay, you put those two techniques together and we have the 1 chord A, the 4 chord D. Okay, you're starting to see how you can apply this to a 12-bar blues. Okay, now onto the 5 chord E. I'm going to take that D9 chord shape, move it up a whole step. Okay, and we're going to create the partial the exact same way, just barring across now the 7th frets of the G, B, and high E string with the index finger. Now, the key of A works really well for this technique because I have open strings available to myself. So I'm going to use the low E string for this 5 chord, E9. Bass, bass, sliding up to the 9th fret, and then back to the 7th fret. And now you have sliding 9 chords for each of the chords in a 1-4-5 progression. The 1 chord, A. The 4 chord, D. And the 5 chord, E. Just like that. Okay, very well done everybody. You've got those sliding riffs for the 1, the 4, and the 5 chords. Alright, now let's see if we can apply what we've learned to a full 12-bar blues here in the key of A. So that progression, we're going to have the A9, 1, 2, 3, 4, the D9, 2, 3, 4, the A9, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the D9, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Here comes the 5 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's your progression. 1 measure over A, 1 measure over D, 2 measures over A, 2 measures over D, 2 measures over A, a measure over E, a measure over D, and then 2 measures on A to finish up. Applying our sliding 9 chords now to that 12-bar blues. 1, 2, 3, A, and D, and back to A. Repeat. D, repeat, and back to A, repeat, to E, to D, and back to A, repeat. Okay, tremendous work everybody. You've applied that sliding 9 chord technique to the 12-bar blues in the key of A. But the last thing I want to talk to you about today is what would you do if you were applying it to another key, like the key of C? Okay, so a real fast way of applying this technique is just to picture this C7 bar chord shape. Now, this bar here on the 8th fret, that's going to give away exactly where we're going to put that 9 chord partial. So here's your bar. I'm going to find the D string on the same exact fret, set up that partial, and then if I want to add in that bass note, I can just thumb it. Just like that. So that'll work great over someone strumming a C7 chord or even shuffling. Okay, something like that. Now, if I go into the 4 chord in the key of C, that's going to be F. So F9, I probably wouldn't use my index finger for that slide and riff, but rather, if I needed to play the bass note, just hold that entire 9 chord shape. Okay, and the same could be true for the 5 chord, E9. Just like that. Now, one very important detail to keep in mind is that if I'm playing with a full ensemble, with a bass player, I'm just gonna let the bassist handle those bass notes, okay? So, in that case, all I need to do is wait for beat number 2, and then slide with that 9 chord riff. So the bass player plays, and then I play, boom, 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 dum, bo, da, da, dum, bum, so on and so forth. Okay, so if you're the rhythm guitar player or the lead guitar player in a band, stay out of the bass player's way. Just wait for beat number 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and throw in that technique. Alright friends, thanks so much for checking out this blues rhythm guitar lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Big thanks to my supporters at patreon.com/swiftLessons. Hope you're enjoying all those extra resources. And thanks to you guys, I got many more lessons coming up. So keep checking in, please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia saying happy picking.